She getting through, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that
go. We gotta go. Bo. Driving to the paint, popping threes. He's just chilling. 8 minutes, 5 points. And I let it. I make it poop. Make it explode. Make it poop. Hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Can you touch your toes? I've been telling you what to do. My commando. Hit in the bando. Got like a Rambo. Rocky. I'm telling you. And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and I am joined in studio by my main man, Mike. What's going on, Mel?
Y'all ready for this?
And also, via FaceTime, we have Grasso. What's going on, bro?
Bang!
What's up, Barnes? How are you?
Good, dude. Fucking ready to talk some basketball, all right?
Well, yeah, always.
And we'll start with college. Obviously over the weekend we had the Sweet 16. Tonight we'll start the Elite 8. It's kind of crazy. It feels like the tournament just started and already we're down to 8 teams. Final 4 on Saturday, so it's kind of a little condensed. With them pushing back the start from Thursday to Friday this year, the first day. Our matchups tonight, we have Baylor versus Arkansas. And then we have the 12 seed Oregon State versus Houston. So Oregon State, I mean, what a story. They were 500 going into the conference tournament. They end up winning it. Otherwise, they wouldn't even have made the tournament. So crazy to see them in there. Baylor and Arkansas, on the other hand, they both had strong seasons. So no surprises there. And then, Houston, they've been great all year. And then tomorrow, I can't wait. I think this is going to be the best game of the Elite 8, Gonzaga versus USC. Like that.
I can't wait.
And the thing that is, I would say if USC was playing any other team, they would be a lock to go to the Final Four. But this Gonzaga team, so good, loaded with 2 top 10 draft picks in the NBA. So going to be a tough assignment. And it just seems like it's one of those years where Gonzaga is just meant to win the tournament. But USC really did put on, quite the performance last night, beating Oregon by about 15. So really, really was impressed to see that. And then we'll also get Michigan versus UCLA tomorrow, another kind of classic matchup. And what a story for the Bruins going to, starting in the first 4 and the chance to go to the Final 4. So really been a great tournament so far. And, can't wait to see the rest of it.
Grasso, you go ahead first and I'll go after.
Well, I'm kind of at my 2 favorite teams playing each other in the Elite 8. Barnes, Gonzaga. I want to say USC can win this game, but Gonzaga could score 100 points. No other college team could do that. I kind of think Gonzaga's going to win the chip. Oregon State, a great run, but that Houston team is good, man. I don't think Oregon State can make it to the Final Four. But I'm excited like you are for Gonzaga USC tomorrow. See the Mobley brothers, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited too. I was listening to ESPN radio. I forgot who was saying it, but a lot of teams historically are always judged. The college teams, like the champions, are usually always judged by 2 things. It's like, did they end up winning the championship? One, as being historically the greatest teams in the NCAA history, men's basketball. And then the other one is how many NBA guys did they have on their team? That's usually like how people judge a team. And they were saying this Gonzaga team has at least 4 NBA guys. And one of them, I forgot his name. He might not even come out this year. He might stay one more year and he'll be in the draft next year. But, it just goes to show it is a good team. But if there's anyone that can make the upset, I think it's this USC team. I think it's these Mobley brothers. And I think it's the group that they have around them. They're really playing together, and it's cool to see. the Pac-10 having 3 teams.
Yeah, I agree. And for Gonzaga, normally they don't have this high star power. So for them to have it this year, I think that's going to be the key that puts them over the top.
I feel like a lot of people just want Gonzaga to win to get over the hump and just say they got one.
Yeah, they need one. Come on, one. They go undefeated every year.
And it's really cool to see, this is his, I think, 20th year at Gonzaga. So it's like to see him build this, make the tournament every year. The players get better and better. And it's funny because you thought when Adam Morrison was on the team way back when, this team is really good. And it's like this team takes it to a whole nother level. We saw them go undefeated, I think, almost the whole regular season, losing the conference tournament a few years back too. That seemed like a great team, but Suggs and Timmy, I mean, he's played well all season. They had a little funny mustache segment with him on ESPN. They were kind of, I don't know, he was just big into his mustache. So I think him and Tony would honestly get along pretty well.
I was just going to say, it's a cute mustache, but there's only one elite legendary mustache that gets combed every 5 minutes.
Right. No, I mean, that's definitely a good point. But if you guys had to say, just looking at these matchups, before we go to the NBA here, which team, lower seeded team do you think, in these 4 matchups has the best shot to win?
Grosso, you go first.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say UCLA just because Michigan's a little bit banged up, and UCLA is just rolling, as you said, the playing game just started off. They might be able to do it. I don't think they can stop it. I'm going UCLA.
Yeah, I'm going USC.
Yeah, I mean, you've just been on them all year. You want to see him finish the deal, right?
Yeah, I saw Mobley play. I've always loved him. I told you I wish Zaire Williams went there. Went to Stanford. We found that out. They would have definitely won it all, but I think they can do it. I think it's a little cool run. When have you seen USC go this far?
Yeah, I think the second best team in the tournament. 2001. Yeah. And then also, I mean, we haven't even really mentioned his name. Isaiah White had a really good game yesterday, 22 points, 5 rebounds. He's had a great year too. So it's not just the Mobley twin brothers. White has played pretty well too. But I would agree with Grasso here. I love the way UCLA looks, out there. And I think Cronin's just done a really good job coming over there after they've just had a period of time ever since making, those couple Final Fours, under Ben Howland, just some inconsistencies. And I think everybody's waited for them to get back to the old UCLA, which obviously, I mean, the Wooden days might be out of reach, but just more of a consistent, national powerhouse and kind of bring some more prominence back to the Pac-12, which everybody's been kind of down on the last couple of years. So it would be interesting to see that.
Let's let Bill Walton celebrate a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
The Conference of Champions. Oh man. But should be some good games. So looking forward to watching them. And, we'll move on to, the games last night in the NBA. And we had a couple pretty close, exciting games. And probably the game of the night, the Suns, who actually this was the earlier game of the day, but they beat the Hornets 101-97. Very back and forth contest. And to send it into OT, Devontae Graham had a bomb 3-pointer that he hit. And he went 7 of 16 from deep and had 30 points. And he's a guy you kind of forget about. Did great last year, really, played above expectations. But I think the thing with him is everyone was a little down on him just because he's a high volume guy. So you look at the shooting percentage sometimes and he's around 40, under 40. So you'd like to see some more efficiency. But anytime a guy's going to go 7 of 16 from deep, you're going to take it, and especially from Devontae Graham. And then Rozier, I mean, he's been playing well all season, 22 points, 10 boards. So, strong game out of him. And, the Hornets, they only shot 40% from the floor this game. So, you'd think if they could have been a little more efficient, maybe they'd be able to win this one. And, the Suns, their usual, big three kind of carried the way. Not, Booker had 35, but Ayton and Paul didn't have their best games. They only shot 35% as a team. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. And, you just get more and more impressed by this Suns team as the season goes on.
Go ahead, Grosso.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go on the road to face another team from a different conference, it's always hard to win that game. So he took care of business last night. Booker put down 35 points. It wasn't the most efficient, but he got it done when they needed it done. But going back to this Hornets team, we kind of were pretty down on them when LaMelo Ball went down. But Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier are both high volume scorers. We know
Problems.
Most improved player last year if it wasn't for Ryan Ingram. But these guys can easily put up points. So that offense might be able to carry this team and keep them in the playoff. I like the fight that they showed yesterday, but like you get Marcus keeping the ball well enough in the field, going it.
Yeah, no, the Suns, as I said, Chris Paul MVP. It's not about the numbers. It's about what he's done in that culture over there. Like, they're a completely different team, dude. Like, I know they had a great bubble run, and that's great. That, you know, that's probably a big reason why Chris Paul maybe even decided to go there, you know. But I'm just really impressed with what's going. It's almost like he's a Thibs, but a player.
And the crazy part is, of course, you know, they were a little better than them now. But really, if you look at it last year before the bubble, especially, I mean, the Suns weren't that much further ahead than like Timberwolves. And it's like the same thing with young talent.
Yeah.
You need that one person to kind of bring it together. And
last year, they had the experiment with Rubio playing point guard. When he was out there, they were actually a good team. Rubio had a hard time. Chris Paul is obviously
yeah. So, you know, they're 7-3 in their last 10, first place in their division, and they're 3 games behind the Jazz, you know, for that number 1 seed in the West, which I think, you know, is very attainable for them at this point. So be interested to see how they finish down the stretch. Another game from last night that was interesting. We had the Blazers 122-117 over the Raptors, 3rd straight win for the Blazers. And once again, Lillard, 22 points, 11 assists. So, you know, a double-double. And it was his 66th game accomplishing that feat of, you know, 20 points.
Man, is he like slowing down? Only 22 tonight?
Well, when you bring in Norm Powell, you get McCollum back from injury. Yeah, you get Nurkic.
Oh, so he's an actual point guard. You're saying he can adjust. He's not like, I don't know, Russell Westbrook.
But the thing is, I've really been impressed. Like, he's always been great, but I do think over the last few years he's really improved his passing ability.
Yeah, I mean, now he kind of looks like you out there.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, he's not soon. Hopefully, soon he can reach that.
Yeah. So. You know, I think like we've said all year, I think this Blazers team is really strong, and you know, just because they had a little bit of a tough start, they were kind of rode off, and I think they're going to be a problem. I mean, even though they're only 6th in the conference, I think at the same time they're only 3.5, 4 games out of like 3 or 4 seeds. So, you know, they could definitely move up, and McCollum has really started to kind of settle in, which is obviously huge for this team. And then wait till Norm Powell gets going. I mean, that's going to be a lot of offense for opposing teams.
Yeah, this Blazers team, I think, is really good. They're going to get Nurkic back. McCollum's coming back. And with all the injuries going on in the West right now, it's pretty much up in the air. Anyone can take it. Unless, obviously, LeBron and Rondo helps the Damian Lillard's my MVP. This team healthy. They can beat anyone.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I mean, it's crazy how he's elevated them. And we know just based on, you know, history and the way the award goes, he probably won't win it, but he probably is right up there with the most deserving, which is a shame.
Yeah. And he can win games by himself. When it comes playoff, that's huge.
Grosso, this is all I have to say to that.
Yep.
And how about, you know, on the other side of this, the Raptors, they're 1-11 in March. I mean, it just seems like the wheels have completely fallen off. And at this point, I mean, you might as well lose as many games as possible because they need another foundational piece. So maybe that's what they do. I mean, you got Siakam, you know, I like Van Fleet. Anobi, I mean, I think can be all right. And I think Lowry probably goes to a different team in the offseason. So they're going to be definitely a quickly changing team. And I'm sure they hope that, bringing in Gary Trent in the Norman Powell trade, that he's going to end up playing a big role, but we will see. And before we get on to the games, tonight,
with the 44th pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Bol from Khartoum, Sudan, and the University of Oregon.
The man, the myth, the legend, Bol.
See that because it's been a long wait for Bol
in 5 minutes last night. 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3-point range, firing. And these 3-pointers, I mean, it's not like he was wide open. He literally, guy right in his face, doesn't even matter, just puts it up. And it was funny. They're up 20. And you think, oh, they want to wind the clock. He's out there gunning because I think he wants to show that he's deserving of some more playing time here.
I only have one thing to say. Bol, folks. If you don't know, now you know.
Bol. Let's got some talent.
I mean, do you think he's really getting gypped here out of some playing time, Grasso?
Well, that's the thing. He's in Denver. Denver's a team that championship. Bol is still very raw. So he's losing minutes to Millsap and have long experience. They're a young team now. But the Nuggets, they want to. They want to. They're not a decent to do it. I wonder if they'll change the scenery time, or maybe they just need to be patient.
I think they're just being patient, Grasso. I mean, there's no way that staff doesn't know what they have.
Yeah, and they're not trading him either. Like this is a guy that Michael Porter Jr. that don't come around. So like the Nuggets know what they got.
I think they know they have like a 3-year window with this Jokic Murray thing, and then it's like if it doesn't work out, like we got the next two.
It's the Porter
and Michael Porter.
Yeah, like in that. Imagine them in the pick and roll, pick a pop. Jesus.
Yeah. No, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, I what you're saying makes sense, but it just, to me, it just feels like there still should be 10 minutes somewhere for this guy on a consistent basis.
I mean, when he's
figure it out.
Anytime he comes in, I'd love to see his plus minus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's probably ridiculous for the amount of time that he's been on the floor in the NBA and what he's produced in that time. It's actually crazy.
And I love the enthusiasm you see. I mean, he's like cheesing the whole time he's out there, like just having a great
star.
time. Yeah.
He's a freaking star.
Yeah.
Let him shine. And it's sad, dude. Grasso, how funny is it he got drafted to the freaking Heat?
I know. He went there. But
I think we'll see him get out there more, and hopefully, I mean, I'm sure the Nuggets will, have some more blowout wins that he can get into. So on to our NBA Monday preview, and we are going to start with the Miami Heat traveling to play Michael Theofil's New York Knicks.
You already know, guys. New York. I see a route here, Barnes. I don't even see a close game, actually. I can't even sniff it. I can't even see it. My crystal ball is itching. It's saying, yo, Knicks by 20. Julius, 25. He's going to have a triple-double with 25. RJ, 35 points.
Wow.
Knox, 10 minutes.
How about Knox with 6 points on Saturday, right?
Dude.
Was it 6, I think?
I'm going to get the official, but hey.
I definitely saw that. He got some extended run for him.
He did. No, he played late into the fourth. He played all through the third, and like maybe 4 minutes left in the fourth, he came out, which was great.
Yeah.
That's what I need that.
You love to
see
need
that.
I
need it.
It's 3 straight. It's 3 straight wins for the Knicks, and it's 5 straight losses for the Heat. And new addition Victor Oladipo, he's out. Kendrick Nunn is also out as well. So they are shorthanded, but Bialica is going to make his team debut tonight. And with these injuries, he may be playing 15, 20 minutes and putting up a couple threes. So I do think they are in a tough spot, but like we've said before, I mean, they're well coached. They have a good foundation. So you'd think this should be competitive. And last time these teams played, the Heat did win 98-96 back on February 9th. I think it's going to be a similar game. With the guys out with the Heat, there's not going to be as many points scored. But I think the biggest question in this whole game.
What is it, bud?
Will the Heat be able to keep Alec Burks under 20 points? 5 straight 20-point games. Get this man a new contract.
Right, Grosso?
Alec Burks is balling out.
Dude, and you know how selfish this guy is over here? He sees him balling out, and he's like, get him a new contract. Lakers next season.
No, he can return. That's fine.
Yeah, no, forget the Lakers.
I mean, he fits in well. If you have a good fit, you go with it. I feel like just in any sport, we see these guys have a great run, and then, I could get $2 million more, and they're released halfway through the next season because they went to a terrible organization, terrible fit. If it works somewhere, go with it. I mean,
I agree. That's why we have you, Barnes.
I mean, that
need you.
We need you.
So I'm actually going to go the complete opposite route that Mike went. I think Mike went for the Knicks out tonight. I know we still got a lot of time left in this. Five straight losses for the Heat. I think they really need to win this. The Heat need to get into like the 4 or 5. They don't want to play one of those top 3 teams. One of those top 3 teams, the Nets in the first round. But I think the biggest thing right now, all the pressure's off. I think he was really feeling the trade deadline. Being drafted to Miami at a young age. He had a pretty ideal NBA situation. He was pretty much threatened to get taken away. He wasn't playing well. After the trade deadline, I think he had 29. I think Player is going to finish the season. Maybe a big source of offense going forward.
Yeah, no, I think the Heat are going to finish well on the stretch. And like you said, I think they are really due for a win here. And one break that they catch, even with their injuries, is that Mitchell Robinson, just broke his foot. So he's not going to be available for this game.
But the best backup in the league's playing. So watch him out.
Nervous?
No, he's not nervous. He's nice, dude. He's a great backup.
But backups don't defend Bam Adebayo for.
First of all, it's Bam Adebayo.
30 minutes in a game. So I say, I know you're not going to like it.
I'm not.
I'm going to say Heat 102, Knicks 97, Jimmy Buckets with a 30-point triple-double, even though Alex Burks drops 25.
I don't like that. That is not the lock of the night.
Heat by 20.
So we got a 2-1 Heat over the Knicks here. So I think it'll be entertaining. So looking forward to watching it. And then
not as entertaining as the Sports Port.
Of course not. And then the other game tonight, we have the Milwaukee Bucks traveling to play the Clippers. So both teams come in with strong records. The Bucks are 29-16. Clippers 31-16, and Bucks, they lost to the Knicks on Saturday, and they were without Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday. They're all going to be back tonight, so obviously that is a big boost for them. And you look at this. I mean, the Bucks they've been 11-9 on the road this season, so just a little above 500. Clippers have been great at home, 16-6 overall. They've won 5 straight home games, so. Do think this is going to be a competitive, interesting game, but big loss really for the Clippers is they trade Lou Will, which is a loss just from their offensive standpoint, and then Rondo still isn't ready to make his debut, so little shorthanded there. And the
Bucks, it's gonna be so good.
The Bucks have been one of the more high scoring teams in the league, so I kind of think it begs the question: will the Clippers have enough on offense here to keep up with them?
Grosso, you first.
Well, both of these teams have really. We've bagged a lot on this show. But the Bucks have been doing something that's me lately. Now is Chris Middleton, the guy ever play, and him and Holiday have to do it. Like Giannis has to be down low. Chris Middleton's having another season, and no one's really talking about it. Do I think it's enough? For the Lakers? Probably not. But the Bucks are finally looking. We'll see what happens in the playoff. I still think the Clippers are going to win. The Clippers are going to win. They're really good at the Staples Center. And I think Kawhi is going to take this.
I agree, dude. You're about to see Giannis have 10 points, 5 for 18, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Nothing, Barnes. He's getting nothing.
Getting bullied.
I will say those numbers will be reached, but not by him, but by Paul George out on the court. And I think Giannis goes off. I'm going to say 40 and 18 rebounds.
On Kawhi?
Kawhi leaves with a pulled hammy midway through the third. And the Bucks win by 10.
Walk of the night.
I need some of that CBD. Because
I think Kawhi's got some.
He's got too much.
But no, I mean, honestly, I do think though the Bucks have shown more than the Clippers have.
I think you're going to see Rondo's presence already felt, bud.
On the bench?
Yeah, I really do.
Not tonight. You're not going to see it.
Yeah.
No, just because he's been there. He's talking to Kawhi. He's talking to Paul. He's saying, "Hey, listen here, folks. Listen up. Listen here. You guys are trash. Now, what I can do is fix that for you because I have 2 championships." Paul. Yeah, I mean, and Rondo, he really played a big role in the championship last year for the Lakers. So definitely, it's a good spot for him. And I like I had said, last show, big upgrade over Patrick Beverley. So I'm sure they're anxious to get him in there. So should be
Williams. I know I missed the trade deadline talks. But Rondo edition, I think is the most mid-season bad.
Right, dude.
Aaron Gordon's a nice addition for Denver. I think Rondo really makes them.
And the thing that always impressed me with Rondo is, the last few years he's been a backup and he's been hurt a lot. But it seems like whenever he's healthy, whether it's down the stretch or in the playoffs, he could carry the load, like literally drop 20 with 15 assists. He could have missed 30 of the last 40 games. It doesn't even matter. Yeah,
and you saw him come in for the Lakers. And he would put up. You would dominate the game for like 6 minutes and come back out.
No, I was saying this last time, Barnes, and I told Grasso, it's nice that the Clippers finally have their head coach. Going in.
Well, I think Mark Jackson is going to do a great job with them next year. So,
dude, that would be freaking epic.
That would be good.
If you predict that, dude, I'll buy you a steak dinner.
Wait, you guys don't like Tarzoo?
Oh my gosh, dude! What a lucky coach he is.
Yeah, Rondo's taking the team over.
So, and then he's going to coach after he retires next year.
So
they're probably going to win it all.
I could see it.
We had 2 big, free agent signings, over the weekend. And first one, and we had talked about this for a while, Drummond does go to the Lakers. Big. Huge signing, because besides the fact, Marc Gasol, has been sleeping the whole season.
Yeah.
So they can't even play him. But just they needed just anybody to help them. They squeak out a win against the Magic yesterday. They beat the Cavs the other day, which it was great just to get wins because I think they had lost 4 or 5 in a row. But Drummond is going to come in, and especially when these guys are out, he on a regular basis is going to be going 20 points, 20 rebounds. He's going to eat everything up down low.
Grasso.
Honestly, I don't think Drummond's going to be regular. Anything, he's an upgrade. He's the best rebounder in the NBA. The most important part of this sign, Lakers need the Nuggets in the playoffs. I think that's the most important thing. Drummond to Jokic, deal with that all game. Drummond to the Lakers is huge. It's going to be a big regular. I don't think Drummond doesn't take game scores on offensive rebounds. But last year, one of the most important things was JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard in that series and offensive rebounds and rebound glass. Andre Drummond's going to do that for the Lakers. Extremely inconsistent. Drummond's going to take over, and then
Barnes, go ahead, bro. Comment back to that. I know Barnes is like, I think he's ready to throw hands.
No. I mean, everything you said, about especially when everyone's back.
Look at Matt. Grasso Laker hating it.
Makes sense.
Grasso, I'm with you, dude.
Makes sense because when you have LeBron plus the other guys that have an offense, there's not a lot of shots left over for Drummond, but it's just right now when you're down your top two guys, I mean, him just with those putbacks, I mean, they're struggling to score 100 points a night. So if he can average 15 or 20, which we've seen him do over stretches, I'm not sure what exactly the numbers were, but I think on the Cavs in 25 games, he averaged 17 and 13. And that was with guys actually probably more scoring than what the Lakers have right now, just because with those guys out, I mean, their top scorer is what? Harrell and Kuzma, and you could argue Sexton and Garland are probably better scorers than them.
All right, but I would say one. I will say though, Drummond, at least right now, yes, he will probably put up at least a couple 20-20 games because they have nobody right now. But yeah, that it's more huge for him to guard Jokic. You're right, Grasso, because now AD could just literally focus on offense.
Right, and be that stretch four.
That plays help defense. Right, exactly. And I've always looked at him as a four, to be honest.
Yeah, AD come in weak side help.
They kind of remind me of Bynum and Gasol.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So looking forward to watching that, when everybody's back healthy. And then the other move, LaMarcus Aldridge goes to the Nets, which was a little bit of a surprise because everyone was kind of saying
the Heat. Yeah.
So, I mean, they already have Griffin there as a backup. I mean, I'll start with you, Grasso. I mean, do you think there's enough minutes for Aldridge?
To be honest, I really don't. Aldridge doesn't do anything for this. The only thing it does is it gives him a little bit of DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, they're all the career, injury, obviously. It gives him a little bit more depth. But if everyone's healthy, I don't even know if Aldridge is playing. I mean, what does he do? He makes 15. Doesn't play defense. Doesn't rebound. Doesn't rim. He would have been better in Miami, I think. But he wants.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be tough for him to come by shots.
He's gonna be like, and not just they're not like him. They're not the same player at all. But I feel like he'll come in the playoffs and hit a big shot or something like that, like mid range, wide open. I see Blake taking all the minutes right now, especially how he looks. He looks amazing.
Yeah, he looks in top physical shape.
It looks like he wasn't injured ever in his life. What's going on with that? First of all, thanks, Blake. If I was Detroit, I'd be.
Did you hear what he said in the press conference?
He said, I've all been hearing is I've been so bad for the last couple of years. It's I don't blame him.
That was funny.
Maybe he's already put his name into the 2022 dunk contest, or
I think so.
Pushing it a little bit.
I think he's going to jump over another key.
I hated that. I hated that.
It was too dude, props and stuff. I don't want
Tony
props.
Could jump over that.
Enough with the props.
Dude, he jumped over the front bumper.
And then, some other NBA news. Former Knick coach and actually current Knick assistant Mike Woodson is leaving to become the University of Indiana's head basketball coach. A little bit of surprise. I mean, this was his alma mater. He did play under Bob Knight.
Had a great career.
He is going home in a sense. 61 years old and gets a 6-year contract.
Yeah, but he's a young 61, dude. And I was listening. He's not only a motivator, he's also a nurturer. So he's perfect for the college game, I think. And he is a young 60.
And definitely kind of going against the grain in a way of the coaches Indiana has brought in of recent. It seemed like more they were going for before, the younger kind of like, hot coaching commodity. So maybe going with someone who's a veteran in the coaching profession, is going to bring some stability to Indiana, and, they'll reap the benefits of it. I mean, were you a little surprised, Grasso, by this hire?
I would have never thought Mike Woodson coaching in college, but now that I hear it, I think it's a great move. I love Mike Woodson, but Mike just didn't have that success in the end. I know he's a good coach. He's a good coach. He's good. Kid's good. And honestly, if you're a recruit and you're like from that Indiana area, you want to go play with Mike Woodson? I would.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I think it should work out good, and interested to see how it plays out. And then one other bit of NBA news: they announced they're doing their NBA Africa League May 16th.
Yeah, let's go.
12 teams, and according to Michael Theophil, we have a 7'9" player in this league.
Yeah,
7'9".
Yeah, so you can only imagine. Doesn't look that coordinated. Little goofy, but I'll tell you right now, I don't know. I think he'll at least play in this league.
Taco Fall, how tall is he?
7'6", 7'7".
7'7". Okay, so he's even taller than that.
I don't even think he's that. I think he's 4.
No, he's 7.
No, I think
he's
he might be
7'6". Yeah, he is 7'6". I know for a fact. But dude, honestly, shout out Yao Ming. Shout out Yao Ming for playing 9 seasons, 40-minute games, playoffs, Olympics, and making these big boys, these 7'2" plus guys, look like trash. And I know he got a foot injury and his career was cut short, but at least he could. He was a starter, dude. Like, you'll never see Taco Fall start ever in his career.
Yeah. Every big guy gets a foot injury.
But that's just how. No one wants to talk about how great of an athlete Yao was, but that's how great of an athlete he was. Go watch highlights. That dude was bringing the ball up the court at times, going behind the back on guards. He was an amazing.
Jack.
Oh, dude! And Shaq said he's the only big he's ever given credit to.
Yeah.
As you come at me, I come at you. And we respect each other.
And we talked about it, before. There was nothing like those Lakers and Houston games when they were both playing. That was just so much fun to watch, and it's a shame we didn't get to see more out of Yao. But for what we did see, he really was a great player. So,
I'm really pumped about the African League because there is so much
developmental players out of there. Yeah, we see it all the time. First round picks every year.
Run off the guys from Africa. And Siakam, guys like Olajuwon and all great.
Yeah, they have. So I think
this is great for the NBA.
Yeah, just expanding their reach and helping with development, internationally.
Not to mention they're doing the keeper there as well.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of baseball news here. And unfortunately for the Yankees, Luke Voit.
Tony's happy. Tony's smiling right now.
Till at least May. Torn meniscus. Had knee surgery yesterday. So Jay Bruce gets an opportunity here. The former New York Met great is going to be the starting first baseman, for at least a month or so here. Probably a little longer. He's a guy, I want to say he's 33, 34 years old. It's a lot of power.
Tony said he's staying.
They've needed the left-handed bat. So hopefully he'll rise to the occasion. But for the most part, rest of the Yankees are healthy. So we're looking forward to opening day on Thursday, and we're going to be covering it. So looking forward to talking about that.
Tony will be back for that.
Tony will be back. And then before we get to our Emmy Award-winning segment, one other note from the weekend. We had the match play on the PGA. And, different because, usually we're in stroke play tournaments here. But Billy Horschel wins the match play tournament down in Austin, Texas. And he beat Scotty Scheffler. And it just, like we had said, I think he was ranked in the 30s or 40s in this tournament. all the number one seeds lose early. Anything can happen. So kind of interesting to see him take the title. And now it is time for the Prism Pack reveal.
Let's go. Feeling Lamella.
For Tim, yeah.
Kind of threw me off.
All right, folks. I know what you want to do tonight. You want to fly like an eagle. So that's what we're going to do with this Prism Pack. We're about to fly to the top. I have a feeling right now we're about to get a really groovy card.
Bull.
No, he's not in this pack.
Maybe a bonus card.
Oh, that'd be abject.
And Lamella.
With the first pick in our Prism Pack reveal tonight, Zeke Najee from Arizona.
Hey. Another guy stuck at the end of Denver's bench.
Hold on, Grasso. What I'm going to do here is turn this down, turn you up. What'd you say?
I said Zeke Najee is another big guy stuck at the end of Denver's bench. Bull.
Yep,
But
exactly. So
Najee
we're got a little future
has a lot of potential with that guy. He's very potential.
Oh, Kraus is going to like this one. Another Isaac Okoro for the gang.
Wow.
Oh,
Is that
third one?
I think it's our third.
Wow.
Is that a Crusaders one?
Three
Is that a Crusaders
and
one?
3 Pritchards.
It is a Crusade one, bro.
Mike, that's the one with the perfect already been sold $100.
Epic. So we have a couple of those. All right, guys. And with the third pick, we have number 0 from Washington, Jaden McDaniels.
He's got a little work to
do. A lot of
Never know.
It's dope, though. I like that we're getting a variety of young players, though, with these picks.
He's a raw prospect.
Yeah, exactly. And then now, our last pick, Arizona, number 0.
Josh Green.
So we're really getting multiples.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So
we're building.
A couple of these guys pop.
Oh, yeah.
Forget about it.
Oh, yeah. Especially when the playoffs come and they're so young. That's the other thing, which is crazy. It's like they're so young. We need to give all these players time. We're going to give you another look at the cards here.
Yeah,
Give you one more look.
And that's true because a lot of times guys don't really, come into their own till the 4th, 5th, 6th year in the league. So there might be somebody now who's barely playing and is going to be a future star.
Yep, exactly. That's awesome.
So that will do it for today. But once again, thank you everyone for joining us. We appreciate all the love. Comment, like.